really violently beating up a man. So just talking about cases of gender-based violence in the country. And we had played that clip of the lady, just violently descending on the man, asking for, I think he owed her some money. And what we know is that women are more, they find it easier to open up and talk about this when it happens to them. Men, not so much. It has been the issue regarding addressing violence meted on the male gender.
Yes.
How do we start to have the men, this issue addressed?
Very, very important, Shalom.
Yeah.
Because you realize if we are going to deal with gender-based violence and the cycle of it, then our men also need to take up the role of, just like you're saying, it's very easy for a woman to speak up, just like you have even seen in that clip.
Yeah.
A woman will even speak out, even as she's asking for her demands and all that. And even in the counseling sector, like now even the people we are seeing in our offices, of course a higher percentage is the women. But I'm also happy that with the awareness that has been there now, maybe on mental health, on the psychological issues and how to deal with them. We are seeing men also seeking for these services.
All right.
We are seeing men coming forward and saying, I need help. And I want to believe...
So it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better with the awareness that is being done now, with what even the mass media, you people are doing. We are seeing men also coming out and saying, here I am, I need help. Because when you see some of these things, society crying out, we need help. When you see even a man do this, he's just saying, these things are overwhelming me. I need help. But we have seen them come up. We've seen them come up. And like we are saying, we need to equip the people that are dealing with the people in the society. Like you are saying, the religious leaders. We need to equip the teachers. We need to equip normally, almost everybody in the society. The parents, like we are saying, like now children are home. Parents need to keep on talking to their children, that even as we go back next term, what we have witnessed last term, it will not be there. But you can imagine if these children are just left alone, they're just watching all these videos, at times they watch, a lot of violence. What do you expect to be replicated even when they go back to school? The same things. But like we are saying, with the awareness, with the equipping that is being done by the religious organization, people getting back to their roots. Because like we are saying, we need to look at our history. You look at these things and you realize in our African tradition society, okay, life may have changed, but there are some principles that we seem to have discarded. Look at the family meetings today. Are they there? The family values, are they there today? So we need to go back to some of these activities, where maybe even the government need to come up with a day like a family day, where the families will come together, not just to eat and to drink and feast together, just to reflect and ask themselves, what are the values in this family? What are we inculcating in our children? Where, families can sit together and just have a reflection. But is it there in the society today? Even when we talk of those family outing, the father and the mother will sit away, or the children take their soft drink, and then you take them to swing and do all those things. But we need, a talking society where we can sit with dialogue with each other, because even some of this gender violence is because there's no communication, even in families. And you see, they say a problem shared is a problem solved. That's why we need to encourage even men to speak out what they are going at, because when you speak out, you deal with this anger outburst. But when you keep it, something triggers it. Then you realize violence. Just
let's look at the legal aspect of it. And I know for the longest time, one of the hiccups of fighting gender-based violence was the prosecution of such cases. Talking about, and they would say evidence collection was a problem and all that. And with that case of issuing the 12 years jail term to this, many saying, looking at the legal aspect, that this is a start of showing, we are rebuking this. So are we in a legal space where it's doing its bit to curb gender-based violence? Are there enough punitive measures?
Okay, like I said at the beginning, we really need to appreciate what the government is doing, because like you realize that case, it just happens and the following day something is being done. But you still realize we still have a long way. We still have a long way to go, even as they get to be jailed and all that. That's just one measure. But we still need to do more. We still need to do more on this, because you realize even if you took that in, at times she's the breadwinner of the family. Then what happens to the children? What happens to the family? Those children, if they're not taken care, again they get back to the street.
The cycle.
The cycle, the cycle continues. It could be one strategy, but you realize we need others that can, supplement what the government is doing.
Right, and we saw, of course, that tweet from the Director of Prosecution, Nordin Haji, directing the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to carry out investigations into the video of the woman assaulting the man on Sunday, and the DPP for the public overwhelming feedback for his request for information. So, as you say, that we can see a lot is being
done. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, lastly, way forward. What do we need to do? What reflections do we need to have, even as we, want to curb this gender-based violence in the country?
Like I've said, Sharon, this is not a responsibility of one man. If we are going to curb this, then everyone has a role to play. We need to go back and equip the necessary people. We need to come up with policies that can be implemented in the society. We need even to bring families together and equip them with the skills that can help them deal with the issues we are seeing in the society today. So you realize it's not a one-man thing. Yes, the government will do their part, but can the religious organizations also come up and instill the fear of God in the society today? Because you realize, like they say, when the fear of God is not there, that's when you realize all things will go. Can men take up their responsibility? Can men go back to their position and give leadership to the families? Because if you look at now that case of the lady battering the man, you look at that man, that's a helpless man at the end of the day.
And the men, actually, do they have, because for women, where we all know that when you faced with such a case, you run to FIDA. Do we have organizations that also support the men?
Yes, the other day we had men organizations. Come out very strongly, but you realize, I don't know what happened, then all of a sudden, again, they disappeared. But I believe this is a wake-up call, even to the men organizations, because you realize there's a lot that is being done to empower women, the girl child. But you realize as we have empowered the girl child, we seem to have forgotten the boy child. And you can see at times the empowering of a woman. You see those skills that women are being taught when it comes to defending themselves, even in those rape cases. Some of these skills are the ones you are now seeing, destroying the society. So even as we empower the lady, let's also have many programs to empower our boy child. Let men arise and take up their responsibility. Let them rise up and take up their position in the society.
Right.
Yes.
And I guess what everyone would want is, really values that are shared, that are appreciated for both, so that it's not a quest for one gender to be overbearing on the other.
That's true.
All right. Many thanks, Jen Kiaria, for joining me in studio this morning.